Okay, so I'm going to start this one again with my dad's parents because I'm getting fed up with explaining this. This is my father's father. This is my pop, my dad's father. My dad is Mark Ian Flemming, a builder. This is Stanley Flemming. This is my dad's mother. This is Ruby Jean Hill. Now, again, and I will back this up with documents. My pop had he's not Australian. If he was born in Australia, the military documents, the government documents would say Australia, unknown birthplace. But that's not what it says, okay? And it was my nan's brother, okay, Ruby Jean Hill's brother, who is George Hill, who told me this when he came to my place in Surrey Hills and stayed. Now, I know my grandparents very well from growing up. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, both in Parramatta and on the Central Coast where they retired. Okay. I know them well. I know my pop, Stanley Flemming, well. He passed away when I was 7, unfortunately, around that age. I know my nan well. I used to go there for her hot lunches, which her had the dining table. It was all set up with silverware, beautiful, the willow pattern dinner set, tablecloths, napkins. It was a proper lunch, a proper English lunch. Okay. Now my nan passed away in October 2007. All right. I've always been close to my nan or my grandparents on both sides of my family. That's dad's father. Okay. I'll tell you again. So I know he had no country and no place of birth. Now, as per my nan's brother, who knew his brother-in-law well, Uncle George said to me, Edith Kavanagh, who raised your pop. Now, your pop wasn't adopted. He's an orphan. He wasn't adopted by Edith, but Edith Kavanagh in 20 Botany Road, Botany Bay, raised your pop, which we know this already in the family. His children know this. They would have known Edith growing up as well. George said, okay, what he was led to believe that Edith took in ethnic orphan boys. Well, he said they only took in ethnic orphan boys, and he knew. So my nan's brother was close to his brother-in-law, and he said, Justin, when he met my pop, your pops had a brother, but it wasn't his blood brother. The brother was obviously someone else that was looked after by Edith, and that guy was Maltese, okay? And he said I don't know if it was a fact or not, but Edith got ethnic orphan boys that were obviously orphaned from Europe and sent to Australia, okay? That's what he said. Now, I did ask Dad's older sister, Sharon, and she said she doesn't know anything about that. I thought, okay, well, we'll just go off documents then. Unless we get documents from the Kavanagh family in Botany Bay, which we have to find them and track them down. They say they've got documents on my pop. We don't know. But what we do know by documents is, that as it states on government Australian documents and military documents, country, unknown. Place of birth, unknown. That's what it states, and I'll back this up. As it describes my pop, dark skin, dark complexion, dark eyes, dark hair. It says brown eyes in some, brown hair. He had dark brown, black hair, black frizzy, untamable hair, as you can see to the day he died. He's an old man in this photo. He had dark skin. On all the documents it says dark. His complexion, dark. That's my dad's parents. And again, that's where I get it from. Now, I never said I was Italian. I do know Italian. Okay, I haven't used Italian since 2007, but people see photos on my pop and they say, oh, he's Italian. So I don't know, he's an orphan. What we say in my family, and even Meredith has said this, my cousin Meredith, even my Uncle Tony, Auntie Linda's, so Dad's younger sister, Auntie Linda's husband, Uncle Tony, said, oh, well, he does look ethnic. We know he's an orphan. He could have been Italian, he could have been Maltese, he could have been Greek. When you look at Aunt Sandra looks Greek. Could have been Greek, could have been Maltese, could have been Lebanese. Who knows? Like, he looks Arabic to me. But that's what I've said. I never said I was Italian. I said my pop's an orphan. People have looked at him and said, oh, he's Italian. That's what people have said. I said, oh, your pop's Italian. I said, he's an orphan. I never said I was Italian. What I've said is my pop's an orphan. He has no country and no place of birth. That's on documents. He's ethnic. We don't know what ethnicity he is. His name is Flemming. His last name's Flemming. His first name's Stanley. So that's Eastern European. So it's more than likely that he's from an Eastern European family, considering that Flemming originally was from the Flanders area where Belgium meets France. Okay, so it's somewhere he would have to be from, maybe Eastern European, if anywhere. That's what I would say. But I never said anything except that. What I've just stated there. And even Meredith has said, oh, our grandfather was ethnic looking. He could have been Italian, could have been Maltese, could have been Lebanese, could have been Greek. I mean, look at Auntie Sandra. Yeah, Auntie Sandra looks very Greek, Dad's older sister. Don't know, because this is the facts. These are the facts that we do know. We do know he had no country of birth, no place of birth. He's an orphan. His last name is Stanley Flemming. He was raised by Edith Kavanagh in Botany Bay. He's dark-featured. These are the facts we know. And that's what I have said myself. He was a medic in the war. I knew him growing up. I've stated the facts. Now, again, here is my nan dating my pop when they were young. I've got all the photos there. Okay, that's not clear enough. I've got to get the originals from Uncle Tony and Aunt Sharon. So Sharon, Dad's older sister, has the original of this. There he is. That is my pop. That's Stanley. That's Ruby. I love this photo, and I want a good copy of it. Anyway, Uncle Tony's got them all on a USB drive for me. Or not all of them. He's got a lot. So I'm hoping that he's got this one as well, the original. So I've asked him to grab the originals for me, if he wouldn't mind scanning them in. So but at a high resolution, so I've got a good copy, because I know that Aunt Sharon would probably not give me the originals to go to a Photoshop and copy, even though I'd love. But my Aunt Sharon, Dad's older sister, has the originals. And I actually asked my Aunt Sharon and my Uncle Tony, Dad's brother-in-law, for copies of the photos. I know my grandparents from growing up. I know these photos from hanging in my Nan and Pop's house. But unfortunately, when they passed away, it was my dad's sisters that got all the photos, not my dad. So when they cleaned out my grandparents' house, my dad's sisters have all the photos, not my dad. So, and talking about my dad's sister, that's my Aunt Linda right there. My dad's youngest sister. Now, as you can see, I've labelled this photo here. This is my parents' wedding in the 70s. You can clearly see my pop, Stanley Flemming, right there. There you are. That's my Nana Ruby. Okay. And that's my Aunt Linda in the 70s, the one I just showed you of. That's Aunt Linda in the 70s at her brother's wedding, my parents' wedding. Okay. I don't know how to commentate over this because I've labelled that there. My dad's parents and youngest sister, my pop Stanley, my name Ruby, my Aunt Linda, the Flemming side of the family. Okay, here, that is in his military uniform. There we go. I love it. I love this photo. Stanley Flemming, Ruby Flemming. That's Ruby's father. That's George Hill. He does look a bit German, but yeah. So, sorry, not George Hill, sorry, Frank Edward Hill. Sorry. George is her brother. Sorry. Ruby's brother's George, her father's Frank. That's Frank Edward Hill. That's Ruby Jean Hill, who became a Flemming. That's Stanley Flemming, and I think that might be Myrtle or Nan's sister, one of her sisters. Yeah, there we go. Again, my grandparents at my parents' wedding. You can see Ruby, and you can see Stanley. And again, my Nan and Pop, Ruby and Stanley. So I think we've all what I've backed up here. I've definitely confirmed that people had things wrong about me, and should have listened to me with what I've said. This is my pop, Stanley Flemming. That is what he looked like, and that is why I look the way I look like. It's not done deliberately, and it's definitely not personality disorder. I'm a Flemming, and I look like a Flemming. There's Stanley Flemming. There's Ruby Flemming. These are my dad, Marky Ian Flemming's parents. These are my nan and pop. And this is the property my pop, Stanley Flemming, grew up on in Botany Road. You see where it says Edith Kavanagh? There we go, right there. 20 Botany Road, Botany Bay. Although the numbers have changed now. Okay, that big triangle square there and the church was next door. Now I will show you the large house he grew up in. So as you saw by that document, there you are. There is the triangle square. The triangle there, the land. That is Edith Kavanagh. That's the house where she raised my pop. There's the block. There's the church next door. Now, this is one of the documents from the government to do with Stanley Flemming. Okay. It's got Edith Kavanagh's name there. Then across it, there you go, 20 Botany Road, Botany. Then they've crossed it out because his next of kin now is his wife, Ruby Jean Hill, and my nana lived in Abbotsford. There, you can see that there. Okay. So obviously the document before had his next of kin before he was married, because he was at war before he was ever married. And his next of kin there was Miss E.M.M. Kavanagh, Botany Road, Botany. There. Then he got married. They got married. Ruby Jean Flemming is his wife, next of kin. 12, Warrenby Street in Abbotsford. But what I want to point out here is on this document is where it's got his eyes dark. There we go. Description: hair color brown, eyes are dark. There we go. To do with Stanley, and date and place of birth unknown. Okay, but let me show you another document where it talks about the country. I actually just want to highlight this one, that his certificate of discharge from the military, and we have complexion dark because he was dark. Okay. And here's another military document to do with my pop, government document, and it says in what country? Unknown. State or country, town, I have no idea. They don't know what country. See? Unknown, unknown. Unknown. In the state or country of unknown. They don't know if he was born in Australia. It was unknown. And that's on government documents about my pop. And that matches exactly what Ruby Jean Flemming, my nana, her brother George Hill said. He wasn't born in Australia. Your pop, which is what his brother-in-law, my nan's brother, George, said to me, your pop wasn't born in Australia. It's there on government documents. They don't know where he was born. And I asked Dad's sister, Sharon, and she goes, oh, I don't know about that. So I went and rang up the government and asked for the documents on my pop. And it has, unknown. I don't know where. Again, information on where he is from. So I've always said the truth. And then this got twisted around the last 9 years. It's like, but what I'm telling you is the truth. My pop's not born in Australia. My dad's father, according to his brother-in-law, my dad's mother's brother, he wasn't born in Australia. According to military documents, they're unknown of where he was actually born. I don't know what country he was born. There you are. Okay. And here is another military document to do with my pop when he was stationed a place of establishment in Maryland. So when he was, moving around with the the military. Place of birth, again, unknown. Okay. However, the previous document holds a lot more, it's a more official government document where it says country, unknown, country of birth, unknown. And that matches exactly what his brother-in-law, my nan's brother, told me, which was, your pop's not born in Australia. He is an orphan, shipped here. Edith Kavanagh used to take in ethnic orphan boys. So that matches, that government document matches what I was told growing up. And here, again, complexion, dark. Now, I did know Stanley Flemming growing up. He passed away when I was about 7. Would have been about 7 when Pop passed away. Yeah. And he was dark, as you can see by the photos. So, yeah. I remember him well from when I used to visit my nan and pop in Parramatta. And then, of course, when they moved to the Central Coast and retired in the early 80s. I was only a little kid when they retired. So then I used to go and spend all the time at the beach with my nan. My nan's house was on the beach. So, yeah. I mean, Pop passed away about a year after they moved to the beach house. Unfortunately, yeah, I think Stanley might have only been in that house for about a year before he died. And again, there we are. Ruby and Stanley Flemming, my nan and Pop. And that is my nan, Ruby Flemming, down the road from where she lives in Long Beach. That's Anderson's boat shed behind her. Okay. And again, this is Stanley was a lot older than his wife. That's Stanley Flemming, my Pop. I mean, you can see how old he is there and how young my dad is. That's my dad, Mark Flemming. Mark Ian Flemming. That's Linda Flemming, Dad's younger sister. That's Stanley, their father. Look how old he is when he had young kids. He was an old man having young kids. That's Warren Flemming, and that's Sharon Flemming, Dad's older sister. Like I said, he was an old man. I mean, Dad's oldest sister, he was born in 1943. She's long passed on now. So she's not even in this photo, the older sister, because she was probably married already. And while I'm talking about the older sister, Sandra, that's Sandra's son, Shane. So that's on my dad's side. That's my aunt, Sandra's son, Shane. So Sandra Flemming, she married a Johnson. That's Shane Johnson, Aunt Sandra, Dad's older sister's son. And that's his ex-wife. Actually, this is, of course, when they're younger, because that's at their engagement in 1990. That is Dad's older brother. So you didn't see that in the old black and white photos. Or Dad's older brother, Uncle Graham. That's Dad's older brother, Uncle Graham. So there is Sandra, Graham, Sharon. There it goes. Sandra, Graham, Sharon, Warren, Dad, then Linda. That is Dad's oldest sister, Aunt Sandra. So when we've said, yeah, well, Dad's father was ethnic, could have been Italian, Maltese, Lebanese, Greek. I mean, look at Auntie Sandra. We often say, yeah, Auntie Sandra looks Greek. Don't mean anything negative about it. It's not meant to be taken sinister. And again, that's Aunt Sandra there. So Dad's oldest sister, who's long passed away now. And in this photo, this is taken at Hillcrest Road, out the back of Hillcrest Road at Empire Bay at Dad's house on the Central Coast, Empire Bay. This is my father on his 40th birthday. This is Mark Ian Flemming on his 40th birthday. This is Sky Sheridan Flemming, my youngest sister, on her first birthday. Okay, she looks very different now with thick black, or her natural hair is dark brown, thick black, dark brown, frizzy, curly hair. Like I said, we all start off with toddler whimsy hair. So did I. But my hair changed as I lost my baby toddler hair. It's not rocket science. You do lose your baby toddler hair and you grow into a person. Ridiculous, people. Anyway, that is Sky Sheridan Flemming. That is Mark Ian Flemming. That is Dad's older sister, Sandra, behind the pole just there. Sandra Flemming. And that is her, whoops, where am I? Back. Oh, that is her son-in-law, which is off the camera there. That is Darren LeMay. And here, I just want to show this quickly. We kept the holiday house, and I used to go and stay in the holiday house a lot. I had sheds up there. I used to work. That's me working on my, look at me, all daggy clothes, setting up for a party in the backyard. This is at Edelong Beach. That's myself talking to my cousin Carly, and that's my Aunt Linda there at the beach house. And I used to, I used to always spend time up there a lot. I had sheds up there. I used to go and work on furniture and ideas and creativity, and it was great on the beach. As you can see there. So there's me, Carly, and Aunt Linda. These. And to get an idea, like I've already done this so people can understand, because in the last 9 years, I keep getting slandered and lied about and made stories up and saying, oh, he tries to look like he's Italian. I'm like, no, I don't. I look the way I do because if you look at my dad's side of the family, that's why. I just look the same. I mean, you're not going to make these stories up here about, you can see there's Aunt Sandra at the top. You can see that's Aunt Linda at the bottom. There's Aunt Sandra, Aunt Linda, Aunt Sandra, Aunt Linda. Are you making the same stories up about everybody else? Look, Aunt Sandra, Aunt Sandra, Aunt Sandra, Aunt Linda, Aunt Linda, it's Aunt Linda. Seriously, I look the way I look like because I look the way I look like. Because I take after the Flemming side of my family. Oh, and my dad, he grew up playing baseball. Okay, baseball was big in Sydney. There you go, Parramatta Wolves. Mark Flemming. He grew up, what was it? There. He grew up playing, that's his baseball, one of his baseball trophies. Have a look. Okay. My God. Oh, and I just remembered, because I was so mesmerized by this gorgeous guy tonight. My God, it wasn't White Sox. It was New York Yankees I used to go for when I was a kid. This guy was wearing a Dolphin shirt, and he had the most, I started the conversation with him, but I was mesmerized by his gorgeous thighs and legs. I was like, this guy's beautiful. And he was one of the most stunning guys. You know when you just meet a man or a guy and it's like, he's beautiful. He's stunning. And I was just messing up my words. He actually had me, don't know, like I was like, wow, I was that sort of nervous. I was waiting for my ferry at Circular Quay, and I walked up to this guy, so I'm like, oh, he must be American. And then he wasn't, he was Australian. I was like, oh, that threw me, because I saw the Dolphins jersey, and he goes, oh, do you go for Dolphins? I said, no, I don't. I wanted to say, because I went to talk about white, so I used to go for White Sox. You'll see me, I'll find it actually, as a teenager wearing New York Whites, not White Sox, I said it again, New York Yankees. So I just did it, you see, because I was so nervous and excited. I went, no, it's not White Sox. I went for New York Yankees, not bloody White Sox. But I was so gobsmacked by how beautiful this guy was that I just messed up my words. Literally messed up my friggin' words. I'm like, fuck, this guy's gorgeous. And yeah, that's what happened. I'm there at Circular Quay, and I saw he had a Dolphins jersey on. And he goes, oh, do you go for Dolphins? I went, no. And I messed up. I said White Sox. I meant not fucking Chicago White Sox. Although I would, if I had a second team, it would be Chicago White Sox. But no, New York Yankees. And you can actually see me growing up and wearing New York Yankees cap growing up. But I was just so lost in this guy. He was so beautiful. I'm there going, oh my God. Like if I was back in my 20s, I wouldn't find him so beautiful, I guess, because I was gorgeous. But he was just, you know, when someone really catches your eye, I'm like, and first of all, he was wearing a Dolphins jersey, and I wasn't expecting him to be Australian. And then he was just so beautiful. And to talk to him, I'm just like, oh, fuck. I'm so nervous. This guy's stunning. And I messed up on my words, and I was like, so no, not Chicago White Sox will be my second. But no, it was New York Yankees. Actually, let me try and find a photo of me. I used to support New York Yankees. So Dad played baseball growing up. I played soccer. I used to go for Juventus growing up. And I did. I've got a Del Piero poster from even, I brought that from Parkley Markets. So I used to go for Juventus, and I used to back New York Yankees. And my dad, there we go. Dad played baseball and used to go deep sea scuba diving. There you go. There's another one of Dad's baseball. There you go. You can see his baseball trophies from Borkham Hills. There we go. 1970, that one is. It's 1971. Oh, and here's my cousin so Dad's older sister's son. So one of Dad's older sisters. This is Sharon's son, Jeffrey. So it's my cousin Jeff. So Joe and Helia, who I used to hang out with a lot, my other cousin on Dad's side, her brother, and Meredith's brother, and Fiona's. Okay, on that family, you've got Jeffrey, Joan, Fiona, Meredith, and Nathan. There we go, another one of Dad's baseball trophies. Maybe it is Parramatta Wolves. You can see that there. There we go, his baseball. And that is my dad, Mark Ian Flemming, down at the beach, down the road from his mum's house, down the road from Nan's house at Ettalong Beach. It's my dad, Mark Ian Flemming. All right, there we go. That's myself. That's me as a teenager or a young teenager, right there. New York Yankees cap. Like I said, I used to go for New York Yankees. That's actually Bronco. We're at Bronco and Rare's place in Windsor. That's my twin sister Amanda. I've already labelled these, so we can see that's Faith Marie Rackley, my half sister. These were friends of her parents, Bronco and Rita. I used to be friends with Rita's son from her first marriage before Bronco. That was Jason. So Jason and I used to hang out, which is Rita's son so Bronco is Jason's stepfather, and Bronco knew my stepfather, and I was friends with Bronco's wife, her son from her first marriage, and we used to hang out at Windsor River together. So that's myself there, wearing my Stussy King shirt and my New York Yankees cap. Like I said, I used to go for New York Yankees. And I'll finish it off there with that's Dad's youngest sister, Aunt Linda. Oh, and Dad's oldest sister, Aunt Sandra. You know, I'm looking for these. I can't find Aunt Sharon. I've been trying to find one of Aunt Sharon. I've got a fabulous one of myself hugging Aunt Sharon at her grandson's christening. And it's a beautiful one of myself, my dad's older sister, Aunt Sharon. And I can't find it. Actually, what I want to bring up here, because people made up so many stories since 2015, this is myself, to the left there. That's me. That's my twin sister. And that's a guy that we hung out with when we were in LA in 2001. Amanda was living in America. My twin sister Amanda, Amanda Lee Flemming, was living in Stafford, Virginia in the year 2000 and 2001, and I went and travelled around America with her in January and February 2001. There you go. And that is us there at Aladdin Casino, Las Vegas in 2001. That's my bedroom at my Nan and Pop's in Blacktown. So completely different here. But anyway. Oh. That's myself and my twin sister Amanda in San Francisco in February 2001. Myself and my twin sister Amanda in Hollywood in January 2001. Myself in San Francisco. And I hope this picked up this one as well, the commentary on this photo. Myself and my twin sister Amanda under the Bay Bridge in San Francisco in February 2001. And like I said to people, I had people making up stories about all this gold that I wear. I'm like, yes, there's me in 2001. Look at all the gold chains, all the jewelry, all the designer labels. Yeah, I haven't changed. I've always dressed like that. I had like some people making up stories. I'm like, yeah, I already had these gold chains and all this jewelry. Like, you can see me as a 21-year-old. You know, I had them as a teenager. Like, stop making up stories about me. You people sound ridiculous because your bullshit story since 2015 don't match the facts. There's the facts. Have a look at the documents. Have a look at photos. Have a look at videos. Your stories are just nothing more than hearsay, slander, defamation of character towards me. There's the facts. And again, I mean, this is off subject, so I was going to focus on my dad's father on this video, but I'm traveling around with Amanda, and this is actually the Grand Canyon under snow. Myself and Amanda there in the US. America will always be my home. Myself in Alcatraz. There's me in Alcatraz. Again, Amanda and myself. And Amanda again and myself. And Amanda and myself. San Francisco. And here we go. Amanda to the left, me in the middle, and Yvette Claire to the right. Okay, this is in Palm Springs. That's actually, oh, there we go. That's myself in 2005. Me in 2005 in Mossman. Myself in Mossman in 2005. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Well, I have to add this on the end. Okay, I had this photo, like photos like this on social media, and people started making up stories that I was smoking crystal meth. But I'm smoking an Arabic pipe. I kid you not. Oh my God, that's what's so wrong with the world. Defamation of character. As you know, the agili, the shisha, the hookah, it's just flavored tobacco. But that's how serious things went when it came to defamation of character towards me in the last 9 years since 2015. So I'm going to put this, add it to, okay, this is still to do with my dad's side, but I just saw the photo of me there. I'm going to put it up there because I want it out in public that people like Stephanie DeSalis deliberately stalked my life and harassed my life and then defamed my credibility, that this went across to the US. And here it is, it's like, it's something so innocent. I'm just smoking the Arabic pipe at an Arabic cafe. There's nothing sinister about it. You're telling people it's crystal meth, but it's not. It is an Arabic pipe. And how can I get this to move forward with a criminal matter? Because you're lying about me and you're deliberately lying about me to push your own agenda and your own narrative. And here's the facts. If you look at the full picture, which is there, I'm down King Street, Newtown, and I'm at an Arabic cafe. But when it was up like that, look, I'm disgusted with the lies about me in the last 9 years, but I'm more disgusted with Australia. I won't ever have anything decent to say about Australia again. If I can be lied about for 9 years like this, and here I am saying, but your lies aren't matching the facts, and I'm paying damage because you're lying about me. I'm having severe damage towards me because you're lying. It's defamation. It's criminal defamation of character. It's showing me in a false light. It's fraud because you are financially disadvantaging me by denying me the truth. You have recklessly endangered my health with this. Pride into my life. There's been pride, confidentiality laws and privacy laws broken. Everything that is criminal, and police don't do their job in Australia like they do in America. You can have someone arrested straight away. In America, it's so easy. You go to court and that's it. It's like, if this was done in America towards me, I would be done with 9 years. 9 years in Australia, I've put up with it. 9 years. Such severe lies for one's own vendetta or benefit and gain to push their own narrative and agenda, and it doesn't even match the facts. But I've been harassed. I've got an organization that was caught up from like somebody else. I didn't call them. Involved themselves into my life, so monitored me. They actually monitored me because they got information from somebody else, not from me, and they proceeded to break the law, costing me damages in the last 9 years. That happened back in 2017 and in 2018. And that's Australia. It's disgusting. It's like a communist-controlled country with no legal system. And I know I'm going off track here with these commentary over these documents, but me tying my hair back, I've been doing it my entire life. As you can see in this photo of me, I'm standing behind Nick Simpson Deeks. That's Sally, our dance instructor, because I used to do dancing growing up and musicals and so forth. So that's Sally, our dance instructor. That's Nick Simpson Deeks, who I've told he's gone further with acting. That's myself behind Nick Simpson Deeks. And I used to tie my hair back. And you can see not much has changed. My hair's the exact same hairline, except I've gotten thinner. And I still tie my hair back today. Like, I actually look like that in photos. You have a look at photos of me today. I had the same style today when I was out as I do right there back in 1995 in that photo. Or me standing behind Nick Simpson Deeks. And that's Sally, our dance instructor. And that's Lloyd, and that's Rick, and that's Jess. Oh, and again, someone tried to make up the stories that I was fat. Never been fat. That's myself in 1999 getting ready for work at Greg Saunders' place. Yeah, that's me at Greg Saunders. Getting ready, just stepped out of the shower. I was staying at Greg's. And look, toned. Toned body. Always toned. Used to always go to the gym. Oh, God, I wish I could look like that again. Oh, the damage the last 9 years have done. And have I seen people get charged and arrested for it yet? No, but they better. It's a criminal matter of reckless endangerment, to say the least, towards me. When there's myself at hair comps, I used to always do modelling or hair modelling, getting my long hair cut off there for the hair comps. And that was Lauren, I think her name was. Illegal Lengths she used to work for. And considering I said to be tacking on the end of this, which was meant to be only for my dad's father information, when I started primary school in 1984 at St. Aidan's in Rooty Hill, I keep telling people, yeah, there's stuff about languages, but we always learn languages. So I've actually put it here, the, reasons why. I mean, the Bible translation as well. I am Roman Catholic, so the Old Testament and the New Testament, the Bible Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek, and so forth. But Latin was taught. And if people want to deny that, the school motto, our school motto was written in Latin. There you are. Yes. So Latin was still taught in the 80s. Oh, and there am I. Now, I do have long hair there, short on top, long in the back. You can't see it. Probably see it just out of the side there to the right. Plastered down, that's me. Yes, where the arrow is. Always, see, near black hair there. Well, actually, pretty much is jet black there. When I was, that's in 1989. And there is Graydon. This there with little, that's Graydon. There. Above the girl with the blonde, that's Graydon. Well, let me find another photo, it's clearer. That was my best friend there. Oh, and here's my twin sister, Amanda. And next to her is Rebecca Johnston, who married Alex Posey. I saw Rebecca Johnston and Alex Posey. We spent Christmas Eve with them in 2007 and Christmas Day 2008. Haven't caught up with them since. Actually, I asked Rebecca Johnston, that's Rebecca Johnston there, and that's my twin sister Amanda. I actually said, hey, have you heard from Graydon? Like what's happened with Graydon and so forth. She said, oh, he's a drag queen at King's Cross. Right, this is my Year 10 yearbook from high school. I went to later as a college, Year 10 yearbook. Year 10 yearbook, everyone. Shane Hart, Naming Boys Rule, Huddy. So all my friends that signed that, my Year 10 yearbook signatures, that's my tape stuff. Year 10 yearbook, Year 10 yearbook, Year 10 yearbook, all friends signing it. So far, that was nice. Oh, there's a clearer one of my primary school badge. There we go. Romana Pro Dios. St. Aidan's. And I might finish this off with it saying, if you started Our Lady of the Rosary College in 1992, like I did in Year 7, and completed to Year 10 in 1995, like I did, this is your curriculum. So you would do all these subjects, and then for Years 9 and 10, you would actually choose your electives. My electives for Year 9 and 10 was Art, Drama, and Commerce. However, in Year 7 and 8, 92 and 93, I did do French. So my French teacher, let me see if she is down here. My French teacher was Miss Davis. But the other French teacher was Miss Craig, but I had Miss Craig for music. So this here, you can see the curriculum, really good curriculum. I had Mr. Tryon for commas. Mr. Robinson was my homeroom teacher. There we go. You can see all down here. And here we go, French. French. Because French was part of the curriculum. Miss Craig, Miss Davis, French. I had Miss Davis for French, Miss Craig for music. There you are. French. We learned French at high school. There we are. French. I learned French at high school. For all those who made up stories about me since 2015, I learned French at high school. As you can see, French. And somebody else made up stories about me wearing a fur coat. Well, let me tell you, this here is the living room area. You can see out to the foyer. This is my apartment that I had in 1997. Yes, I was renting my own apartment. It was fabulous. And I threw a party. This here is a beaver men's fur coat. Was it beaver or mink? Anyway, it's a men's fur coat that this lady here got out of my wardrobe is wearing. This is the fur coat that I had in 1997. A men's fur coat. I've had fabulous fur coats throughout my life that were all men's, and one or two of them were purchased at Keneally or the fur shop in Pitt Street. Yes, you can actually see. I'm going to clog this up, but there's actually a photo of me wearing my fur coat down Norton Street in 2005. That was from Pitt Street. I'll leave it there because I think I've backed myself up enough where I was lied about it in the last 9 years to the point that I need a really good solicitor. And I want these people charged for the defamation and the spying into my life that have caused reckless endangerment to my health and destroyed my credibility. I think that's warranted. Actually, last one. Only because I just saw this one very quickly. Hosting events. Here we go. You can't get better than documented proof. For December 1999, when I was one of the, as you can see here, that's me. There we go. Driving a vintage car into the foyer. And where we see, there we go, Justin Flemming. As one of the, be hosting the Millennium Ball. Hosting functions and events. There we are. That is Guy. That is Diane. That is myself there. This guy here behind me, he was always drunk at work at the powerhouse. He was an alcoholic. I can't remember his name. I got hit. Oh, it should be here. Hang on. Diane Rankshaw's in the back. Guy Parkinson's in the back. Oh, that's Di Grundy over here. Marilyn Monroe, that's Di Grundy. Right there. That's Di Grundy. What's the other guy's name? Oh, Dave Warrad. Oh, that's right, Dave Warrad. Oh my God, he was such a, we used to call him Wally. Where's Wally? Anyway, that's me. There, right there. Diane. Should be something Marsh in here, I thought as well, but I can't see her. Unless she's over here somewhere. But anyway, so yeah, hosted functions and events in 1999. 1999 is when I first started getting into hosting events. I'll finish it there.